Well, hello and welcome, time travelers. As always, if you're new to this channel and enjoy learning about history one event at a time, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today, we're going to start out in 1763 when in London, Samuel Johnson met James Boswell, who published his famous biography, Life of Johnson, in 1791. 7 years later, in 1770, Marie Antoinette married the future king Louis XVI of France. 1801 brought us American politician William H. Seward, who is perhaps best known for his purchase of Alaska in 1867 while serving as U.S. Secretary of the State. From 1861 to 1869, was born in Florida, the city of Florida, in Orange County, New York. When I first read that, I thought that was a typo on the editor that I found this information on. But it actually turns out that there is a city called Florida in Orange County, New York. I always thought that Florida was a state. Who knew? 65 years later, in 1866, the U.S. Congress passed legislation that called for the creation of a 5-cent piece composed of nickel and copper. The currency became known as the nickel. In 1868, the first two keynotes or key votes was held in the Senate impeachment trial of U.S. President Andrew Johnson, who was ultimately acquitted of all charges. 1920 is when Joan of Arc, national hero of France, was canonized as a saint by Pope Benedict the 15th. 9 years later, in 1929, the first Academy Awards were presented. Janet Garner and M.L. Jennings won for Best Actress and Actor, respectively. In 1937, 4 high officials of the Soviet Central Trade Union Council were arrested for manifestants and Trotskyism, all except for one member of council's Secretariat were dismissed. Now, in 1955, Soviet gymnast Olga Kurbut, who won 3 gold medals at the 1972 Olympics in March, West Germany, where she capitalized audiences with her charm, youth, and diminutive size, was born in Belarusia, which is now Belarus. Now, our next stop will be in 1961, when the military seized power in South Korea, overthrowing the Second Republic, as General Park Chung-hee took over the government machinery, dissolved the National Assembly, and imposed a strict ban on political activity. 5 years later, in 1966, American rock group the Beach Boys released their masterwork, Pet Sounds, a bittersweet pastiche of songs recalling the pangs of unrequited love and other coming-of-age trials. Moving on to 1975, when Tabi Junko of Japan, accompanied by Aung San of Nepal, became the first woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest. 1986 is when the action blockbuster Top Gun was released in American theaters and made Tom Cruise an international star. 7 years after the turn of the century, in 2007, French politician Nicolas Sarkozy was sworn in as president of France, defeated the polls in 2012. He became the second French president to fail in a re-election bid since the foundation of the Fifth Republic in 1958. And finally, 5 years ago, in 2019, Chinese-born American architect I.M. Pei, who was known for his large, elegantly designed urban buildings and complexes, passed away at the age of 102. And with that, we return to 2024 and our current history. Let's see what this year has in store for us. Until next time.